Wow, wow, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it begins. We have the information concerning the next new team coming to Marvel Strike Force, the Shadow Conclave. Super excited. Now we need to get that question answered. Is this the last team for the Age of Annihilus, or are we entering into the Age of Fear when it comes to the Shadow Conclave? Let's go ahead and get into the information. We know who they are, but we're going to get to see how indeed that the team works. Shadow Conclave. A new power rises from darkness as some of the universe's most ruthless minds assemble to form the Shadow Conclave. This new squad heralds the return of the Mad Titan himself, Thanos, along with everyone's favorite villainous variant vigilante, Sylvie. They'll lead a group of cold-blooded new recruits composed of the High Evolutionary, Executioner, and Malekith. Here's what you need to know about this team. Top tier Alliance War team, both for offense and defense. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. It's just a top tier team, offense and defense. They're going to be tough, that means. Then this is the first. This is the first Age of Fear squad. We called it, friends. We called it. Thank you, everybody who's been paying attention to the channel. We talked about it together as a community. We figured it out. We knew it. First Age of Fear squad. Outstanding. Let's get it. Important for an upcoming legendary. Oh, wait a minute. Important for an upcoming legendary character in Age of Fear Chapter 1. All right. This means to me some of the things that we've been talking about. It looks like we're going back to the golden age of Marvel Strike Force, right? You're going to hear people complain, they're making us build these teams. Man, this is what the game is. You build teams. And we're going back to the golden age of Marvel Strike Force. To the degree that you've invested in something, whether we're free to play or spender, to the degree that we invested in it, we're going to get something in return. Outstanding. The Age of Fear. The next great battle begins soon with the upcoming Age of Fear. The Shadow Conclave will be the first squad of the next chapter and vital in your pursuit of its legend. More details on the Age of Fear are coming soon, so be on the lookout, my man. I'm telling you, I'm excited for this next chapter of the game. Gathering of the War Minds. This squad of heavy hitters is setting its sights on Alliance War, where they can take down the latest terrors like the Winter Guard and Brimstone. Interesting. See, Winter Guard does an excellent job in fighting against Retcon. So is Retcon still the main defensive team, or are we kind of giving up on that, so to speak, and now Shadow Conclave will be that big unstoppable force? What's going to happen? How's that going to change the face of Alliance War? I'm interested to see. Forces of Darkness. They specialize in healing, corruption, and execution. Together, these Shadow Conclave operatives keep allies alive, they dismantle enemy defenses, and twist the battlefield into a weapon. So, do we have a new battlefield effect with this team? I'm wondering. First member, High Evolutionary. So there he goes, and it looks like we are indeed going with the comic book versions. So we saw the picture of Malekith on the last frame. We got the High Evolutionary in this frame. We saw Executioner right way in the beginning. So it looks like the looks are comic book looks. They are not the MCU variants when it comes to their appearance. Starting out with the High Evolutionary. High Evolutionary keeps Shadow Conclave operating at peak efficiency, sustaining his allies so every piece of his grand design unfolds exactly as intended. His potent healing keeps the team standing strong, while in war, his passive steal health the first time a Shadow Conclave ally drops below 50%, stepping in to preserve his perfect specimens when they need him most. His special also reinforces the team's assault in war by reducing every enemy's safeguard, flipping their buffs, and inflicting bleed to leave opponents weakened and unraveling. So one of the things I think we're going to be noticing as we look at this team is they look like they can be used in more than one area. They will have a decent portion, like it says, of their abilities that happen, and then they will have in-war abilities. So we'll be on the lookout for that and see if we can use them in other game modes. Next up will be the Executioner. Executioner is a team's brutal enforcer, hacking through enemy defenses with the same ruthless precision that made him feared on the battlefield. He prevents enemies from gaining immunity, then zeroes in on weakened targets with a vicious special that ignores Death Proof to finish them off. He is indeed the Executioner. When a full Shadow Conclave stands beside him, his ultimate becomes a true final judgment, stripping barrier from all enemies before slamming them with ability block and trauma. That sounds particularly devastating. Malekith. Malekith twists the battlefield to serve his dark ambitions, turning chaos into opportunity for Shadow Conclave. He protects his allies from early trauma and focus reduction, ensuring enemy interference won't disrupt his schemes before they begin. Ever the master of corruption and deception, he also flips darkness into offense up, clears battlefield effects, and spreads negative effects across the enemy team. Wow, another individual who removes darkness. They are really going in on Null. There must be something that I don't know. Null must actually be that man. Every team that comes out gets rid of darkness. Null must actually be that dude, and I just don't know it. I just don't know it. Now, I am concerned. We got Malekith here. Right, in the comics, he's more of a wizard, sorcerer. In the movies, he's more of a warrior. So when we got the comic book going, I don't know about the wizardry. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going on with that character. Thanos and Sylvie updates. Sylvie has had her stats bumped to modern levels. So even though her special and ultimate damage numbers decreased, her overall stat bump allows her to pack a heavier punch. Her kit was also cleaned up, so parts that were no longer relevant were removed. Specifically for game modes she is no longer needed in. So again, she was designed as a raid character long time ago on the Brimstone team. Now she's being adapted for Alliance War. So obviously they had to make some adjustments. Later on, we'll get to see what those are and compare what we know. Thanos enjoys a major stat bump as well, along with an unpreventable speed bar fill that gives him the ability to go first and get his taunt up early. In war, his Shadow Conclave allies enjoy a 2,500% resistance when he taunts. He's going to go early. He's going to taunt. Resistance is up. So that means, right, if that's on the team, that I don't think that means you can land negative effects. I think that's what they're saying, that when he's taunting, you cannot land negative effects on the team. You're going to have to brute force it. We'll have to see. Let's check the characters out. Executioner. Speed 130. To my understanding, there's like 20, a little more than 20 characters in the game that have a speed of 130 or greater. A lot of those characters are older. So he's going first, and there's not a lot of people that can stop that from happening. There's not a lot of people that can challenge that. He's going first, more than likely. His traits are Villain, Cosmic, Skill Brawler, Asgardian. Man, this Age of Fear, bro. These Asgardians, I'm interested. I want to know. Shadow Conclave. Just a small point for us as if you're playing a newer account, this is going to be good. The Cosmic tag is something that we don't have a whole lot of. It's tough to get early on for characters that are good, that are cosmic, that you should actually invest in. So this is a positive development fresh off of the anniversary. You're starting the community off right. You're helping us at the end game with a great war team, and they're helping people in the early game be able to get through content that's blocking. Excellent, excellent, excellent. ISO 8 and counterattack and assists. He's going to attack his target for damage, piercing, apply heal block. So that's the thing we want to keep in mind. If you call this dude in, heal block. So is that worth the skirmisher striker combo? We'll have to look at the rest of the team to figure out. His basic attack is Blood Axe Barrage. Attack primary and adjacent targets for piercing damage. 280%, and the whole thing's piercing. It's all piercing. Apply heal block for 2 turns. Special, Execute. Energy cost 4/4, so he's ready out of the gate when he takes his first turn. Clear barrier on the primary target, and then attack for 350% piercing. All of it's piercing. Heal block up to a maximum of 3. This attack ignores defense up. Interesting. It ignores defense. So yeah, you're taking this damage. This seems to be where we're going right now. You will take this damage. On defense, this attack targets the most injured enemy, ignoring taunt and stealth. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave allies. Good point there. 3 Shadow Conclave. You can remove an individual, put somebody else in. You need your person plus 3, total of 4. You can remove somebody, put somebody else in if you want to do that with this team. The primary target, if the primary target is at or below 25% health, instead, attack for 30% of target's max health. Ignore the death proof and passives that trigger when a character drops below a certain health. The attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. Oh my. Oh my. This is an execute move. If you're below 25%, I'm hitting you for 30% and there's nothing you can do. Good night. And you'll have this ready right out of the gate. Ultimate Mag Dump. Energy costs 8/8. So now you have a choice. This is also available right out of the gate. Mag Dump. So he's coming in with Dez and Troy from Texas, baby. He's been at Texas. Why would I use this honed piece of Asgardian steel that we've handcrafted and passed for generations when I can get 2 M16s from Texas, United States of America, just for my protection, guys? It's just for my protection. Mag Dump. Energy costs 8/8. Attack all enemies. I want to know how this looks, bro. I think he's just going to be spraying. Attack all enemies for 400%. It's piercing. Apply ability block for 2 turns to the primary target. Bonus attack the most injured enemy. Ooh, for 400% piercing. This attack ignores defense up and it cannot be dodged. So that's just all the time. That's just all the time. Ability block, attack the most injured enemy. In war with 3 Shadow Conclaves, before the attack, clear all barrier. Apply ability block for 2 turns, 2 trauma up to a maximum of 4 to all enemies. This attack cannot be counterattacked. So he's going to go first. Clear barrier, apply ability block to all enemies. So right out of the gate, dude, and with the trauma attached, that's strong. That's strong. Ability block the entire opposing team right out of the gate. Am I misunderstanding? Let me know. Let me know if I'm misunderstanding something. Passive. Behold my stuff. Characters killed by the executioner cannot be revived. When an enemy attacks this character or a Shadow Conclave ally, attack that enemy for 300% damage. All right. He just retaliates. He retaliates. When an enemy attacks him or any Shadow Conclave, he's going to just retaliate the whole time. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave allies, before this character completes a turn, him and all Shadow Conclave cannot be silenced. All right. So the ability block is happening. You're going to get ability blocks. Enemies cannot gain immunity. You will be getting ability blocks. Damage reduction cannot be increased or decreased by any character for themselves, allies, or enemies, except by positive or negative effects. Enemy damage only increased by positive or negative effects. And so then there must be, no, there's no more. So, wow. So you're going to have to find a guy who goes first and stuns him. I don't know how this is going to work. This is interesting. Let's talk about it in the comments. This is interesting. The damage reduction, we're getting rid of that. So that's going to be, again, especially Absolute A-Force. They have a lot of damage reduction. There's other people that have inherent damage reduction. And you're not, that's the ticket. They get defense up and damage reduction very quickly. Makes them tough to punch through. Woo, these guys are going to be good, man. Malekith. Speed 127. Trait, Villain Cosmic. Bio, Controller, Shadow Conclave. It doesn't say Mystic. We might be good, y'all. He might not be a wizard. Is he going to be the MCU version? That doesn't say Mystic. He's Bio. ISO 8 counter, attack and assist. Attack target for damage. Some of it's piercing in war with 3 Shadow Conclave. Blind. Oh, okay. Well, who do you want to get called in for the assist? Heal block or blind? So you probably want Malekith Coming in on that skirmisher striker combo, man. Blinding the targets. That's probably what we want. Basic attack is Dark Elf Slash. Attack for damage. Call Shadow Conclave ally with the highest damage to attack the primary target. Interesting. Who do you think is going to actually have the highest damage? Is it going to be Executioner? In war with 3 Shadow Conclave allies, apply blind to the primary target. Special, Shadow Sorcery. Oh, no, man. We're going to have to see. Sorcery. Come on, man. 4 out of the gate, clear barrier on the primary target. Trick 1 random enemy to attack the primary target. Tricked enemy gains extra damage for the attack. Attack primary target for damage. Apply blind. Okay, 2 out of 2 attacks so far. Apply blind. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave, apply 2 bleeds for 2 turns to the primary target. Clear all battlefield effects on the allied side. So I think we have discovered that some of the big effects are Odin and Franklin Richards, which won't do a whole lot in war. Ultimate, Svartalheim Oblivion. Let me know in the comments how's the pronunciation. Svartalheim Oblivion. Energy cost 4 of 3. Attack primary target for damage. Apply heal block for 2 turns. Prolong all negative effects on primary target by 1. Okay, so energy cost is 4/6. This won't go into that ability block, so there'll be other negative effects on the board. We'll have to see how that works. The attack is unavoidable. And then the in war. So that ain't bad, man. Oh, that's just normal. That's just gonna happen. In war, if you got 3 Shadow Conclave, spread all negative effects on the primary to all other enemies. This attack cannot be blocked. That's legit. That's strong. That is strong. So it looks like these guys are just going to keep debuffs. Their goal is to just keep debuffs on the other side. 2 more turns. So we're going to have to talk about it later. Think about the order of operations. What would be the negative effects available 2 turns from now that would be usable? Man, actually, okay. I got a thought in my head, but we'll get back to it later. Passive, the Accursed. On spawn, apply immunity. On spawn, apply immunity to self and all Shadow Conclave. On any turn, flip all darkness on self to offense up. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave, on any turn, instead flip all darkness on self and Shadow Conclave allies to offense up. Wow, this is just null. I feel bad for you, brother. Wow. No more null. Before this character completes a turn, if this character and all Shadow Conclave cannot gain trauma. So once again, I'm trying to think, how are we going to stop that with the Executioner? You got to stop him somehow. He gets to go and ability block everyone. You can't use trauma. You have immunity on spawn. This is going to be interesting. The focus of this character and all Shadow Conclave allies can only be reduced by negative effects. So this is going to happen. You can't use other characters to lower the chance of the stuff landing. High Evolutionary, speed 121. So we're starting to slow down a little bit. Traits, villain, cosmic, tech support, Shadow Conclave. His counterattack and assists gain offense up for 2 turns, attack target for damage, apply offense down for 2 turns. So he's applying that offense down. That's viable as well. Blind, that's pretty good. Offense down, not bad. Not bad. Basic, Perfected Blast. Gain offense up for 2 turns, attack primary target for damage, apply offense down 2 turns. So mostly the same thing. That's pretty good. Special ability, Unnatural Selection. Energy cost 4/4. He's going to give you bleed for 2 turns to all enemies. Oh my goodness. Steal 25% health from all enemies. Redistribute 200% of that to self and Shadow Conclave. Can't be blocked. If you're in war with 3 Shadow Conclave, Reduce the duration of safeguard by 2 on all enemies. Flip all positive effects. Flip all negative effects on self and shadow. There's a lot of words here, brothers. Self and all shadow conclave allies to positive effects, and the attack is unavoidable. All right, so he's going late in the game. You put ability block out there. There's a chance there's some blinds. He's having some offense ups, maybe. And then if you use this, he's dropping bleed on top of that. Oh, Executioner did give trauma to everyone too, right? Man, this is going to be interesting. The team, this is just going to be a hammer. This is just going to hit you in the head team. Ultimate, survival of the fittest. Energy cost 4/6. Clear all negative effects on self and Shadow Conclave. Heal self and all allies for 50% of his max health. Attack everybody for 500% piercing. Okay. And apply defense down. This attack ignores defense up, and it's unavoidable. You will take this damage. You will take this damage. And that's not even, we haven't got to the war yet. Hey, by the way, you will be taking this damage. And if we're in war with 3 allies that are Shadow Conclave, you're going to heal self and all Shadow Conclave for an additional 15% of his max health. The attack cannot be blocked or countered. So there seems to be a flow so far. It looks like Executioner is coming out of the gate. He's going to do some difficult things. The other 2 characters so far, your energy cost and your ultimate is 4 of 6. So it looks like you have 2 turns to try to recover. Does that make sense? It looks like you have 2 turns to try to recover. And then if you don't, you're going to have to take the ultimates from the other characters. And that might, it looks like it makes it so he's healing you. So it looks like they're prolonging the match, which isn't good for you. Passive, intelligent designer. On spawn, apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all Shadow Conclave. So we have a defense up, and we did have a immunity, right? Interesting. The first time this character or Shadow Conclave ally drops below 50% health, we're going to clear all negative effects on that character. If you're in war, you're going to steal 10% health from all enemies. Okay, so in war, steal 10% from everybody and then give it to that person who dropped below the 50% health. And that's the first time him or a Shadow Conclave. So I wonder if that's period or per character. It might be one time. And redistribute to that character. It bypasses heal block. Interesting. The speed of this character in each Shadow Conclave can only be reduced by slow. So, hey, you fight them straight up. We're not, man, you cannot manipulate their damage. You cannot manipulate their focus and resistance, their resistance, and you cannot manipulate their speed. You're going to have to you're fighting them straight up, man. It's going to be hard. And we need that in the game right now. We need that. It's going to be a minute to figure out how to counter them. Maybe not. Maybe the counter's already there. Maybe the next team counters them. This is good, though. Passive, intelligent designer. We're still going. He's got more in war. On spawn, apply safeguard. Oh, my goodness. There it is. There's a trifecta. We got immunity from another character. We got defense up and safeguard here. There it is. This looks like the new Infinity Watch. This looks rough to self and all Shadow Conclave. This character in all Shadow Conclave's ally speed bar cannot be reduced. Enemies can't get speed up. Enemies can't fill their speed bar. Good night. Speed and resistance of all enemies can only be increased by positive effects. Okay. So that's in itself is not bad. You just can't use those characters that automatically do that. If you pump yourself up, you get what you deserve. So interesting. These guys are going to be rough, bro. Sylvie, base stat increases. Lots there. The only question I had was the speed. So it says speed increased by 5%. Her base speed was 115 when I looked. So I'm not a mathematician, but does that mean her speed's going up to 120 or 121, depending on how you round up or down? I did not ask that question, but I will. What's she going to do? Let's see what's going to change. Her basic is Slashing Fury. Attack your primary target for damage. Flip 2 random positive effects on a primary target. Change it to additional targets, and then she's going to flip 2 random positive effects on each target. Okay. Counterattack breaks the chain. In war, this cannot be blocked. In war with 3 Shadow Conclaves, the attack cannot be counterattacked. All right, so there's that opportunity for more negative effects. And somebody, who was that? Somebody can spread them around. I forgot. Malekith can spread them around. Special Variant Vendetta. What's changed? Well, looks like we're attacking our primary target for damage. That damage number has changed. I didn't see what it was before. Apply offense down for 2 turns. Stun for 2 turns. Wow. 2-turn stun is no joke. 2-turn stun is no joke. Copy and clear 2 positive effects, not taunt or stealth. Interesting. Chain to 4 adjacent targets. So you're starting in the corner and go around for damage. Apply offense down for 2 turns. Copy and clear. So she's going to get him and then take him away. 2 positive effects, except for taunt and stealth. All right. Counterattack breaks the chain. So we got to watch out for the counters, except in war with 3 Shadow Conclave, this attack cannot be counterattacked. So always wondering about the wording there. Will she stop and then the counters just won't come, or will she go all the way through? Not bad. Not bad adjustments. We'll have to see what people think. Ultimate Timeless Trickster. Attack all enemies for damage. Apply 1 slow up to a maximum of 3. If Loki or Executioner, so there we go, we're adding in, is an ally, this attack gains 25% piercing. This attack cannot be dodged or blocked. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave, reduce the duration of all positive effects on each enemy by 2. That's going to be strong. This is the move, I believe, with Goliath, right? That big shadow creature that comes in, hits everybody. Reduce the duration of all positive effects by 2. Apply 2 disrupted. Woo! Oh my. Apply 2 disrupted to a maximum of 3 to all enemies, and the attack's unavoidable. All right, that's an adjustment. Good night. Passive, Goddess of Mischief. On turn, she's going to heal for 5% of her max health, another 5 for any non-minion Asgardian. The only other non-minion Asgardian is Executioner, so that'll be 10% for her. Mind control an enemy to attack a different random enemy. The controlled enemy gets more damage, and if the Executioner is an ally, which he should be, controlled enemy gets another 100% damage. Outstanding. Outstanding. This is also good for the newer player, in the sense that you get this character, they give you Loki relatively early for free just by making a Scopely account. So you'll have a good character to kind of pair with him to help early on to get through some of the villain stuff. On death of an ally, Loki or Loki Mirror, we don't have any of those. Fill speed bar for self and Bifrost for 15. Bifrost is not a thing right now, so that will not apply any. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave allies, until this character completes a turn, lower the damage of all enemies by 30%. Wow. Okay, so that speed rating we want to know. We want to know what that is, because until she goes, it's an automatic damage reduction of 30%. It will not stack with others like offense down. So people we gave that offense down to are reduced by 50%. They don't have that, then they're reduced by 30%. So in raids, we're in war now. War tag added on successful attack by this character. Shadow Conclave ally, reduce a random negative effect by 1 on each attacked target. Wow. Okay, calling her in just eliminates a positive effect, basically. Man, that's nuts. Thanos. Now look at those, man. We got 600, 800% increases. Thanos is a really, really old character. He's been quite some time since he's been in play, years. So these stat bumps are necessary. I'm going to assume his speed is 113. I don't know. We want him to be slow, right? I don't think that's a plus 113. I think it's just 113. We'll find out because we want him to be slow. His basic attack is Power Punch. Attack primary target for damage, gain 2 counters. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave, bonus attack. The primary target for damage, apply 2 counters to a random Shadow Conclave ally who doesn't have counter. Okay. And with some of those counter and assist mechanics, that's going to be interesting. We could add some blinds to the field. Special, Brutal Assault. Attack primary target for damage, offense down for 2 turns, taunt for 2 turns. And when he's taunting, he's got that insane resistance. And that's why you want him to be slow. That taunt is up. You want him to be slow. Man, if you damage him, think about it now. He's going to drop. High Evolutionary is going to heal him once. Interesting. In war with 3 Shadow Conclaves, before the attack, you're going to clear all negative effects from self and all Shadow Conclave allies. Wow. Clear all charge and revive once on the primary target. Interesting. So the person you choose, right, that's targeting. That's targeting there. He's not doing a ton of, I mean, he will do some damage, but the targeting aspect to perhaps remove some charged, revive once, set you up for 2 turns of taunt. Hopefully he can take it. Ultimate Energy Bomb. Man, this is an old school move. It's an old school move, baby. Can't wait for you guys to see it if you haven't seen it. Attack all enemies for damage. 100% drain. That's a problem. He's taunting for 2 turns, you know. Attack all for damage with 100% drain. That should fill him up. The attack cannot miss. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave, if he has greater than 50% health, once again, he's taunting for another 2 turns. Wow. He could have his taunt locked for 4 turns if you could keep him alive. That's crazy. The attack's unavoidable, cannot be blocked or counterattacked. Passive, Titan Eternal. On turn, if this character has at least 1 Infinity Stone become empowered, I don't know if we have an empowered kit. On enemy death, generate 1 ability energy for self and 1 ability energy for 2 random adjacent cosmic allies. Very interesting. Okay, well, we talked about having that 2 turns in there where those other characters, they had to get to their ultimate. It looks like Thanos can just get him right there, man. If he smokes somebody, he's going to get energy. 2 energy for a random adjacent ally. He just moves somebody up to, yeah, their ultimate ability. Yee. Gain 2,500% extra resistance while taunting. You will not be stripping that taunt. That taunt's not coming off. You gonna have to punch him out, bro. He's Thanos. He came to play. You're gonna have to punch him out. You're not getting rid of that taunt. In war with 3 Shadow Conclave on spawn, fill speed bar for Thanos by 50%. He's slow, but they want him to get that taunt off early. When a non-summoned enemy drops below 25% health, generate a special for the Executioner. Fill that Executioner speed by 25%. Oh my goodness. Thanos is making a way. Hey, you knock somebody down, bro, you might get executed. Oh my goodness. If this character does not have 2 or more exhaust, Shadow Conclave gains 2,500 extra resistance while Thanos is taunting. I guess there's a clue as to what they want to happen. I'm going to have to hit him multiple times. This character's ability to fill speed bar for self and allies cannot be prevented. This is happening, people. This is happening. So it looks like, no, we do not have an empowered kit. Interesting. We'll see if that's something that comes into play. What do you think about the Shadow Conclave? Number one, I'm excited just for the simple fact that we're getting into the Age of Fear. These are great, iconic Marvel villains. We always need more villains in the game. MCU villains are also cool. Help me understand what I'm missing. I'm freaking out. These guys look ridiculous, but it looks like that's where we're moving. We're moving into the age of ridiculousness. In the Age of Fear, these guys will be tough. And as more teams come out throughout the year, right? There's always a balance. It's going to be interesting. Man, I'm ready for them. Who's your favorite character? Who are you looking forward to build? And hey, if you haven't checked out these videos right here, please check them out. They're legit.